It all started out as a perfect plan for the day, something simple and fun. I had just woken up and everything felt like it was going to go well. A super ultra mega triple XL combo breakfast, if you will. That was my energy for the day, big, bold, and ready to take on whatever life threw my way. My friends and I had planned to meet up, share some ice cream, take a walk, and just relax. But as with every time I tried to enjoy something, it went completely sideways. It began when I noticed that the girls were nowhere to be found. I called out for them, "Girls, where are you?" I assumed they were playing some silly game, hiding somewhere in the house, but after calling out repeatedly, there was no response. I searched every corner, the house feeling eerily quiet. They're just playing hide and seek, right? I told myself, trying to stay optimistic, but there was a strange feeling in the air, a quiet tension I couldn't shake off. I couldn't find any of them, not even Rumi, who usually stayed by my side through thick and thin. I felt a little panicked. Where did everyone go? I wondered aloud. It was then I heard Bobby's voice. Bobby, the self-appointed investigator of the group, was already on the case. I didn't know whether to laugh or be scared. Was this going to turn into a crime scene investigation? I wasn't sure, but I could tell Bobby was taking it seriously. The thing about Bobby is that he takes everything to the extreme, a missing friend. Let's call the police, gather evidence, and figure out the perfect alibi. I was just standing there, watching Bobby inspect the floor for any clues when he found something. Footprints, he muttered to himself. I felt a chill run down my spine. I knew Bobby had been a little overzealous before, but this was getting ridiculous. There were no signs of any struggle, no broken windows or doors. Where could everyone have gone? Then my heart skipped a beat. Bobby was now staring at something intently, his eyes widening in disbelief. "What's that?" he exclaimed. I looked at what he was pointing at. Boots. Rye's boots. My mind raced. Those couldn't be Rye's boots, could they? They were identical, and yet it didn't make sense. Rye wasn't even supposed to be here. How did his boots end up at my house? I quickly walked over, trying to get a closer look. "No way," I whispered. "Are those Rye's boots?" I was confused, but before I could process it further, Bobby was on me like a hawk. He raised his voice. "Catch him," he commanded. I was completely taken aback. "Catch who? What do you mean?" "Bobby, I swear, I have no idea how those boots got here," I exclaimed, trying to reason with him. "I can explain it all." But Bobby wasn't listening. "Talk now," he shouted, now in full investigator mode. "Did you take them? What are you hiding?" "I didn't take them," I said, my voice shaking. But Bobby wasn't having any of it. "I went for a walk with Rumi." I tried again. "It was just the two of us. We had ice cream, we laughed, we caught up, nothing out of the ordinary." Bobby was staring at me like I was the one guilty of some crime. "Nonsense," he muttered under his breath, ignoring me completely. "You're lying, you're hiding something. Look at this." He thrust the boots towards me, practically accusing me of being involved in some grand scheme. I didn't know what to do. I felt my heart pound faster. The situation was spiraling out of control. The truth was, Rumi and I had simply gone out for a quick walk. We both needed a break from everything: life, school, the chaos of daily life, and decided to grab some ice cream together. It was supposed to be an innocent, fun little outing. But somewhere along the way, things went awry. We tripped, we made a mess, and somehow Rumi ended up with her clothes completely soiled from the fall. It wasn't intentional, but it was a disaster. I knew I had to do something to fix it. So, in an attempt to make things right, I grabbed her boots and went back to Bobby's place to return them. But that was where everything fell apart. Bobby didn't buy my story. He was convinced I was hiding something. "You're lying, I can tell," Bobby said. "And the phone, don't even get me started on the phone." I stared at him, confused. "What phone?" "I have no idea what you're talking about," I stammered. But Bobby was relentless. "Catch him," he shouted, and once again I was on the run. This time it wasn't just about the boots. It was about something bigger. The phone, the boots, everything was turning into one big misunderstanding, and I was right in the middle of it. It was at this moment that Zoe stepped in. "Let's just stop," she said, a sense of calm in her voice. "I'll buy everyone drinks. You all need to chill." Her voice had the power to diffuse the chaos around us, and for the first time that day I felt a little hope. "Zoe, Thank you," I said. Her offer to buy drinks felt like a lifeline. I'm so sorry for everything. I never meant for any of this to happen. As we walked to the... Zoe took my hand. Let's just forget about the confusion, okay? Let's have some fun for once, she said. I smiled. Maybe it wouldn't be such a terrible day after all. That was when I had the courage to ask her something I'd been wanting to do for a while. Zoe, would you like to record a dance video with me? It would be fun, Zoe grinned. Of course. I've been waiting for someone to ask me. Let's do it. We spent the rest of the afternoon recording a dance video. It wasn't about the chaos or the misunderstandings anymore. It was about us having fun, and for the first time that day, I felt like everything was going to be okay. The tension melted away, and I found myself laughing again. But just when I thought the day was finally turning around, things took another strange twist. Abby and Mara started arguing over Gino again. And before I knew it, the entire group was caught up in a petty argument. They were fighting, accusing each other of things I didn't understand. It felt like I was stuck in a soap opera with no way out. Then came the biggest shock of all. Rumi has a twin? I asked in disbelief. It turned out Rumi had been living with her twin and no one had known about it. The mystery behind the missing girls and the strange occurrences suddenly made sense. It wasn't just one person causing the trouble. It was two. In the end, I realized that no matter how wild the day got, no matter how many misunderstandings or arguments happened, I could always count on my friends. Even when everything seemed like it was falling apart, we were in this together. And that was the most important thing. So, despite the chaos, despite everything that happened, I knew that I wasn't alone. Rumi and I, we had each other's backs, and so did Zoe, Mara, and Abby. Even when things got out of hand, we would always find our way back to each other. And as the day wound down, I felt a sense of peace. We may have fought, we may have had our misunderstandings, but we were still friends. And that's what mattered the most. Through the confusion, the chaos, and the surprises, one thing remained clear. No matter what, we always had each other.